I did this manly thing the other day. Yeah, all right, Trev, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I was like, for me...
No one talks like that at the work. Like, oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Trev, oh, my goodness. I can't even be manly when I'm trying to be manly. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Oh, welcome everyone to episode 49.
Oh, it's getting big. It's getting big. Welcome.
Also, we're one away from episode 50 and we've got nothing planned for it.
No, but we already said we're not going to do anything for 50 because 52 is the year special.
Do you not think we should do something for 50?
All right, we'll wear hats.
Done. Yeah.
Hats for 50.
Oh yeah, that's big.
Get your requests in for what hat you'd like us to wear.
Okay, that's...
And if we already own it, we'll wear it. If we don't, you're not in luck.
Yes, and we're not going to wear it. So, yeah. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Gaz.
And this is Bromantic. I just want to let everyone know that we're going to try something at the start of this podcast for dad jokes. We're going to veer slightly away from dad jokes into the dark humour realms.
This is the dark humour episode.
We're currently not sure how we feel about the jokes we've selected.
I love them.
There may be a lot of editing.
Yeah, we've got 30 jokes each and we're just going to pick the best ones.
There are some horrendous jokes. This is essentially a forewarning.
Yeah.
That if you don't like dark humour...
Please skip ahead.
Please, you know...
Yeah, guys, genuinely, if you feel like you may get offended fairly easily, and this is your warning.
Yeah.
Please do skip ahead. Skip the jokes because they may not be to your taste. We don't want to offend anyone.
No.
So do skip ahead.
Yeah.
But this is, you are warned one more time,
big warning,
the dark humour joke section.
All right, let's get cracking. Okay. A man wakes from a coma. His wife changes out of her black clothes, irritated, and says, "I can't depend on you for anything, can I?" So he's going to die. Not feeling it? It's just a light...
Just a bad joke, mate.
Just a bit of light dark humour to get everyone ready.
Light dark.
Light dark. More of like a grey humour joke. Oh, God's sake.
What?
Go on.
What do guitarists and priests have in common? They're both really good at fingering A minor.
We're in. I feel like I should just skip my next light jokes. Just because now we started with that, I'm like, well, what's the point? A man is at the hospital waiting room as his wife is giving birth. The midwife comes running in to tell him, "Sir, there is good news and bad news. The bad news is the baby is ginger. The good news is it died."
Jeez. That's a bit personal.
Yeah.
God. All right.
Oh, I don't want to read my next one.
Hitler killed 6 million Jews and 2 clowns.
Am I not getting something there?
6 million Jews and 2 clowns.
Who are the 2 clowns?
No one ever cares about the Jews.
Very good, very good, very good. Oh, nice, you waited for me? You waited for me. A Catholic priest finds a young boy crying at the top of a cliff. "What's wrong? Why are you crying?" The boy points down the cliff. "Mummy and Daddy were in the car that went over the edge." The priest kneels down, looks at the young boy and says, "It's really not your day, is it?" Oh.
I enjoyed that. What? This is just so simple compared to that. What has 2 legs and bleeds? Half a dog.
Do you know what? That's better than what I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. I'm okay with that one.
I love your face before you read. You're like, this isn't going to be.
No, I don't like them.
Not happy about this.
What's better than winning gold at the Paralympics? Walking. It's just horrible.
What's worse than stubbing your toe? The Holocaust.
What's the difference between Hitler and Usain Bolt? Usain Bolt can actually finish a race.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
I quite like that one, to be honest. My next one's pretty grim.
Last summer, I hooked up with this German chick. It was really annoying because she kept screaming her age for some reason.
Oh, God, damn. That's horrible. For multiple reasons. What's the common point between bungee jumping and a hooker? If the rubber snaps, you're dead.
Oh. That's grimy.
I know.
This one's pretty light.
Okay.
Doctor, I've got some good news and some bad news. The patient, what's the good news? Doctor says, the good news is you have 24 hours to live. Oh shit, what's the bad news? Couldn't get in touch with you yesterday.
Oh. What do you call a smart blonde? A golden retriever.
Why can't the UK and the USA play chess? They're missing one queen and two towers.
Oh, that's brutal. No, I'm going to do a light one to finish up, okay. I was digging in our garden and found a chest full of gold coins. I wanted to run straight home to tell my wife about it. Then I remembered why I was digging in our garden.
Light one.
That's right.
Bit of dead wife humour. Bit light. Light and breezy.
Yeah.
I killed my wife.
It's
just chilled,
victimless.
innit? It's just chilled.
It's victimless dark
Apart
humour.
from the wife.
It's victimless.
How do you know if your sister's on her period? Your dad's dick tastes funny.
Oh, God, Sam.
And that concludes the dark humour section. For those who skipped ahead, welcome back. For those who listened through that, apologies.
If you could just comment if we keep it in. If you're like, hey, that was good. Or if,
Jesus Christ, guys.
please never do that
Where
again.
is this fucking podcast
Yeah,
gone?
that's not the path we walk.
Yeah.
This is like nice time. People put this on for some chilled, relaxed time. Yeah. I don't want to hear about dead people and
now I'm really fucking offended.
Yeah. I would understand if you were, to be honest, about some of those, but we actually stayed away from certain subjects.
Yes, of course.
So, like, not like be grateful, but that could have been a fucking lot worse.
Yeah.
That could have been real.
But now down to business. Guys, open your windows. Let in some fresh air. Enjoy and embrace the nature outside. Live, laugh, love. A quote that's close to my heart. A quote that brings peace and joy to all who will embrace it.
Do you embrace it?
Always.
You do seem peaceful and joyful.
Always.
When I look at you, I
Peace
do
and
often
joy.
think
You often, I know that when we depart, I hear you whisper under your breath sometimes. Live, laugh, love. I do, I hear it.
That's only for you, though.
I know, because it's after the embrace. I feel like I push that energy into you. After our embrace. Guys. Remember to hit the like button.
Yes, please, yeah.
Also, if you're not already, please subscribe. If you are already subscribed, get a friend to subscribe. And if they say no to subscribing, they're no longer your friend.
I also want everyone to know that we started this podcast and pressed to record, put the mics on. Then Gaz went, I've got any of my jokes ready. And we were both like, oh, fuck.
So we got 23 minutes that will be on the... No, it won't, because some of the jokes we told in that time were horrific.
God. Yeah, we read jokes to each other and was like, is this too much? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
too
far
much.
too much, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing we don't plug enough as well, I feel like, is We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. So please be aware of that. Those of you who are listening and maybe catch your podcasts on Spotify a lot of the time, we are also there.
Yeah, we're everywhere you need us to be. That's what I would say.
Everywhere you need us to be. Smash!
That's how I roll. That's what I do.
I'm just here for it. One thing that none of you are aware of, some of you that are on the Discord know it exists, but no one else does, is that Mr. Ryan got me a lovely little present for my birthday 9 months ago. He gave it to me last week. And it is...
Wait, I want to tell everyone the story of this first, okay?
Oh, yeah, because some of you may not... Some of you will know who this person is.
Yeah.
Some of you won't.
So, myself and Gaz, we do The Quest as a podcast that comes out on a Monday. And for Gaz's birthday, I got a print... Well, I won't tell him actually now, but I got something regarding The Quest, which is what Gaz is going to show you. And I got it for the birthday in December. I paid for it. The order went through. I didn't hear anything back. So I emailed them. Nothing. I emailed them again. Nothing. Then they emailed me saying, oh, we have got it. We'll send it. It never came. So they ended up just sending me my money back, and I had to order it from somewhere else that then took a month to send it. And so here it is.
This is Gaz and Ryan, main character of The Quest.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
The beauty himself.
Oh, yeah.
Holding. This is... Welcome to episode of The Quest. Yeah, so this is Gaz and Ryan, the one, the only. If you don't listen to The Quest, do pop over and have a look. It is beautiful. You'll get to learn who this hunk of a man is.
I made that image.
You did.
I did that. That's me that created Gaz and Ryan. Just want you all to know that I'm a computer whiz.
And if you guys can guess who the character's inspired by.
You're right, it's a blend of the two of us.
Banging.
Yeah.
While we're talking about beautifully muscular men, I have been watching this week and got really obsessed with Physical 100.
Is there a new series?
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
There was a new series of Physical 100 out. And I didn't realise I hadn't finished watching the last series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I turned it on. I went to Wales, obviously, this week.
You did.
And they had Netflix on the telly there and saw it. And I was like, let's give it a go, like bit of random background. Realised I was only halfway through the last series. Hadn't watched all of it. So I got really into that. And now I'm watching the new series. Honestly. Yeah. It just makes me want to train again.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
I love it. I'm watching them. I'm like, it's so good.
I'm going to have to watch it, the new series. I love Physical 100.
So good. Almost better, the second series, I think.
Really?
Yeah, like the challenges and stuff are...
Yeah, that makes sense.
So much better. And the way they've done it with... I mean, I'm going to say spoilers, but it's not really going to ruin the ending for you, is it? Obviously, last time a lot of teams went out, didn't they? And they did like a hold up the bodies for as long as you can. And then the people who were outlasted it came back as one team. This time, all of the teams went out. They did a challenge and there was only one winner. Then that one winner picked his team from everybody that went out.
Right.
But obviously, in everyone that went out, there are some really strong competitors that just had bad teams.
Yeah.
And they have made like a fucking Avengers team. Like ultimate. Everyone's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's the team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I'll definitely give that a watch. You know what else I watched 3 episodes of and I was like, this is fucking cool. Is X-Men 97.
I really want to see it.
I tell you what.
I really want to see it.
I'm well into it.
Really?
Yeah, I put it on for Atlas. I was like, I'll see if he likes it. And he was well into the first episode. He was like, just staring at the screen. I was like, oh, nice. And it's got all the original music. Everything's... You feel like you're watching an old cartoon, but with like all the modern sort of graphics and stuff like that. The storyline's really good. Yeah. And I was like... Hey.
Apparently it follows on really well from like the old...
It does.
Yeah,
it's a smooth transition. You feel like you never left.
I do need to watch that.
That is good.
I haven't partaken yet, so I do need to. But
I'm going to slate a show as well now.
Oh God.
Yeah, I've been watching the Halo series on Paramount.
No, I would never watch it.
Right, good.
As bad as it.
I love Halo.
Yeah, I know you
The
do.
game is amazing, and I know anyone that's ever played it is like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
The series is awful.
Really?
So the main thing about Master Chief is he never takes his helmet off. 2 seconds in, takes his helmet off.
No.
You're like, bruh, this is...
This is not Dell.
Yeah, this is not... You know, it's like, imagine if the Mandalorian had his helmet off 95% of the time. You'd be like, this isn't the Mandalorian. He's got his helmet off all the time.
This is just a guy.
Yeah. And that's literally what it is.
Oh, really?
It's like the life of Master Chief. You're like, that's not what I'm here for.
No. You said Halo. I expected bang, bang, shoot, shoot.
That's what I expected, yeah. Like, and they put all the bits in, like Reach, Cortana, like the Halo itself. But Master Chief's all wrong. The actor they've even got to play him's pretty good.
But he shouldn't be taking his helmet off.
But he shouldn't be. He's like normal clothed all the time.
No.
Yeah. It's not even like in his suit
He's
without
not
the
the main
helmet.
character.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, fuck. This isn't what I'm here for. You should have just called this something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stargate.
Inspired by
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
Halo behind the scenes.
yeah. Yeah, that's what it should have been, yeah. Then I could have been like, I won't watch that. All right. Last series I'm going to plug is Attack on Titan.
Oh, God, you keep telling me to watch this.
So I finally watched all 75 episodes and then watched the penultimate episode, which is 61 minutes long, and then the final episode, which is 85 minutes long, like a small movie. Brilliant.
You said this to me, that I should start watching it.
Yeah, if you like anime...
Yeah.
Even if you're not really into anime, but you watch some anime, it's one to watch.
I find there are some... I like anime, but only certain ones. That's my thing. Like, I'm not a hardcore, like, I'll watch every anime under the sun. It has to be, like, kind of easy to watch animes, really. Like, what's the one? My Hero Academia.
I've never seen that.
Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Just an easy watch. Like, you know, it's got a pretty cool storyline.
Yeah. Well, you know I love my Dragon Ball. That's my one that I've watched all the way through. But... yeah, with Attack on Titan, the first episode will grab you. I'll tell you what, that's the thing about it. You watch that first episode and you go, I need to know what happens next. Every episode's a cliffhanger.
Really?
It's one of those where you'll finish an episode and you go, I kind of want to know what happens next now. You're better off pausing an episode after the first 10 minutes and going, all right, I'll watch it from there when I get back.
Yeah.
Because if you keep fucking around with the cliffhangers, you'll be dying to watch it the next day. So... that is a...
I will give it a go. I will give it... I'll find some time and just...
don't even bother predicting what's going to happen.
You know,
don't even waste your time.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll tell you what it is, right? Because it's one of them things where anything can happen. They literally go, yeah, fuck it, that'll happen. And you're like, well, who saw that coming?
Yeah, that
Who
was
saw
never
that?
on the card.
Yeah, that was literally never in my mind. And if anybody says, I thought that, you're a liar, okay? Some bits you can predict, they give you some clues. And if you're a bit switched on, you'll be like, whoa, yeah, I've got a bit of thing of that. Some of it, no. No fucking way were you ever picking up on that. So, yeah, really, really good. Definitely worth a watch. Don't ever plug much on this, do we?
No. I just wanted to tell you about the Physical 100 because I know you watched the first series and I think you'll be excited for the second one.
I am excited
There
for the
is
second one.
an absolute unit on there.
Oh, really?
Call him Thanos.
Do they?
God, what a lump. He's not just a unit. He used to be a rugby player.
Oh, yeah?
He does some fun, but now he's like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He's an absolute lump.
Oh, really?
He does some funny stuff.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, and they're quite big, and they're just a bit jovial with it.
Not jovial. Just like, he's just a tank.
Oh, really?
Absolute tank. Like a beast.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a watch. What's his name?
I
knew you wouldn't know it. That's the reason.
Thanos.
Yeah. That's what they call him.
They call him. That's what I'm going with.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, no,
What else did I want to...
some, there's definitely some better athletes on there this time than there was last time.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, the last time there's some fantastic athletes, but I did think these aren't the creme of the creme.
No, they've got one guy in there that was really surprising. Have you ever heard of Kabaddi?
No.
I think it's like originates in India. It's a very strange game to explain, but if you look it up, I can't even explain it.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
really know the rules.
If you look it up, I still can't explain it.
If you look it up, you'll get it.
Yep.
But there's an athlete on there who's a Kabaddi player, like one of the top Kabaddi players in the world, and he's so much bigger than what I imagined he would be.
Oh, really?
Like, he's an absolute tank, yeah.
Oh.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. All right, other thing I'm going to say. As you know, I'm a massive Kung Fu Panda fan.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I reckon I've seen Kung Fu Panda over 1,000 times.
Jesus.
I can say the whole beginning off heart.
Right.
Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out. I love Kung Fu Panda so much. The day Atlas was born, I put it on. So it'd be the first film he ever watched.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
So you made Atlas watch Kung Fu Panda the first day he was born?
I put it on, just next to his little bed thing. I was like, there you go. There's some Kung Fu Panda for you, mate.
Why do you like it so much?
I know you're going to be like, no. I feel Poe. I feel like I get his character.
What do you mean?
Like, I understand a lot of his being.
Okay.
I sympathise, and he's a dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
And there are just parts about. Also, I love the humour in it and the story and this, that, and the other. But the main reason is there's something about Poe that really resonates with me, and I think I really enjoy.
Do you see yourself in Poe?
It's not that I see myself in Poe; that I see parts of myself in Poe.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like, "Who's me?" But there are elements to his character that if you change them slightly, then I would say I would. But I get the bits about him. I feel those bits in different ways. I would say, kind of more so. And yeah, I just love the whole. I'm not going to give any like spoilers because if you haven't watched Kung Fu Panda, you're a fool. But the whole bit about the Dragon Scroll.
Yeah.
The way that comes about is, to me, is genius. I know it's like a silly. But have you seen Kung Fu Panda?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So obviously, when he opens the scroll,
It's
and
empty.
yeah, and they're like, it's blank. None of the warriors or anything can understand it. And then he goes down to his dad, and he's like, "I'm gonna tell you the secret ingredient. So my secret ingredient is soup." It's like nothing. If you think something is special, or is it? You just have to believe it's special. And then he looks at the scroll and he's like, oh, yeah, you just have to believe it's special. And then he does the fight, and then Tai Lung obviously gets the scroll and he can't work it out. And then Poe's like, yeah, I didn't get it at first. But there is no secret ingredient. It's just you. And then he kicks Christ out of him. And I was like, man, that's so good. That's so good. Anyway.
Feeling deep there.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4's coming out.
Yeah.
So I've got all 3 Kung Fu Pandas, obviously.
Of course, you have.
So
Tattooed on his arm.
The script is here at the start. So I've got Atlas watching them.
Right.
Like 1, 2, and 3. So he's watched 1 a few times. We've now got him onto 2. 3's compared to the first 2.
Are you hyped for 4?
If they just get the baddie right, it will be amazing. Because 1 and 2, the bad guy, brilliant.
I don't think I've seen 2. I think I've only seen 1.
Right, number 2, the Peacock.
No, I have seen 2. The Peacock, yes.
Amazing bad guy. Number 3, bad guy's all wrong.
So
they make a joke of him.
Is number 3 the guy that's meant to be like really terrifying?
Yeah.
Like the bull guy? Yes. No, I've seen 3 as well then.
Yeah. But he's just a bit... no one takes him seriously.
Yeah.
Whenever he like introduced himself, it was like, who? It's like...
See, I know it's a completely different film, but it's one of the... Have you seen the Puss in Boots films?
Yeah, I've seen the
film.
first one.
I think it's only one.
Oh, you pluraled it, so I was like...
the Puss in Boots film with the wolf.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect bad guy.
Amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
But like, he's not really evil, but he's fucking evil. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not really like an evil. That is the perfect bad guy.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of on his side a little bit. But...
I agree, because there's a bit with Tai Lung where you kind of understand his character a lot more when he's fighting with his stepdad, Shifu. And he's doing this whole scene of like, you know, tell me how proud you are, like, and all this. And then Shifu says, yeah, you're right. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. I've done this to you. And there's a little bit of a moment where you can see Tai Lung's kind of character almost revert to being like, oh, there's the apology.
Yeah.
And then he just reverts back again to being like, no, I don't want your apology. I don't want this guy. And I just think
Too far gone. Too far gone.
I just think things like that are just so great. It gives you everything. That gives you such a storyline to his character and his character development in just a short speech. You think, oh, that's brilliant writing, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I do agree.
Number 3 doesn't have that. Number 3 is just...
Fucking just shits and giggles in there, mate.
Yeah, I'm just a big warrior and I'm here to kill this guy and be the strongest. And I'm like, that's nowhere near as deep. Like, that's for me. Also, if we're done plugging,
plug in things to watch.
some delightful people have sent in some emails.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah, so I'm going to...
Let's plug those bastards.
Yeah, Hi, guys. I hope the week's going great. Ryan, without any spoilers about the quest, I am still mad about certain events. I still love you, but I'm disappointed. A couple of questions for both. Can you share the moment you first felt like a dad? What was going through your mind? And how has that initial feeling evolved in your journey of fatherhood so far?
I mean, I was going to talk to you about something after the emails. Perfectly leads into this.
Oh, really?
Perfectly leads into this.
Smashing. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm not going to answer your question the way you've asked it at all. But I went to Wales this week. And I shared a moment with my son. I messaged you about it, I think, straight away afterwards. And I fucking loved it. Mm-hmm. My son discovered the very simple act of throwing stones into the sea. What
a beautiful moment.
And he loved it. And it was such a, like, I'm really happy just to be here. Yeah. Like, we were both throwing stones in the sea, and then I sat down on the rocks, and he was running away from the sea as it came up, and we're both picking up stones, and he's like, Dad, can you find me a good one? And I'm searching through, like, oh, I've got 5 here. And then he's like, oh, watch me throw 5 at a time. Oh, mate, honestly. Yeah. And then he's trying to pick up bigger ones, realising he can't throw them as far. Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, such a moment that I was like, this is life.
Do you know what's delightful about that as well? Is I don't have any memory of doing that with my dad, but I know that I threw stones naturally. Yeah. Like, I just wanted to do it. Yeah. So it's so lovely and heartwarming to hear that Elijah gets to experience that first moment with you as well.
It was just so nice. And then we went back for about 4 times just to throw stones in the water. Just went down to the pebbly beach, started throwing stones in the water.
He's at the perfect age for that kind of stuff now.
I absolutely loved it. Yeah. Absolutely loved it.
I'm big on that. The other thing as well is fire. I think there's something about doing these archaic things, throwing stones in. What does that even do? Nothing. What do you even...
Splash.
God, that felt good.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Another.
Yeah.
Thank God this beach is covered in these. Yeah. And then a little bit of fire and walking with a stick. And I know you guys have done that many times as well.
Pick up a stick, your adventure stick. Yeah. In fact, he's got his favourite adventure stick in his room.
Amazing.
It's on top of his cabinet that he brought home.
Great. Yeah.
From his favourite adventure.
So what does that tell you? Do you know what I mean? These are the things that men...
It is. Oh, I mean, I know. It's just so... It's just tribal. What was the word someone described it? Primal.
Primal.
It's like a primal thing, isn't it?
Thank you, Jack.
Yes. Yeah. Just throwing stones in the water, not a care in the world. Nothing else matters. Yeah. Apart from, I bet I can throw the stone further than you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's not even about the distance.
And I'll just prove to him that he couldn't.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. Watch this, I can flick this one further.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Peasant.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like memories of going to the beach with my brothers. And there would be like a little pole sticking out the water in the distance. Yeah. And we'd be like, who can hit it first? And we played it for like half an hour to an hour. Just all of us, just lobbing these stones. Yeah. And I just think like, that's like a memory, like a core memory of mine of like enjoying that. And I think, all we did was throw stones. They did nothing significant. We didn't pay loads of money to go and do anything.
No. And that's the thing. This isn't some massive extravagant, I've taken you to Disneyland and spent thousands on doing this, and this. We've gone to Wales. We've gone down to a pebbly beach. The weather wasn't even great. No. We were both pretty cold. Yeah. But we picked up some stones. Yeah. And we threw them in the water. Nah, man. And nothing else mattered.
Yeah, that's all we had to do.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just throwing stones in the water. I attempted to skim a stone. Still can't do it.
No. Skimming stones in the sea, if it's not dead calm... Impossible.
My mum, banging at it.
Oh, really?
So good.
Even in the sea?
Yeah.
Fair play to her, because that's tough.
Was that? Do you want to just maybe teach me?
Yeah.
Impart some knowledge.
I can skim stones pretty well, but I find that the waves lapping in the sea, as soon as it hits a wave, it's dead. It needs to be nice, calm water to get some real good skimming.
Do you know what my mum's advice is? This is the only advice she gives me about doing it, and I still don't get how to do it.
Just try harder, mate.
It has to be flat.
Yeah. That is literally...
Oh, good. Then what? Got a flat stone. What now? Just skim it.
Yeah, just skim it, mate.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
How about don't be an idiot?
Stop being an absolute moron.
Did you not do physics? What are they teaching you at these schools?
No, it was just an amazing moment. Just simple. I think that's what clicked in my head, is that it was kind of like, and I feel this when I go to Wales quite a lot, is when we go there, we don't ever do anything extravagant. We don't do anything crazy, but it's the simple things.
I don't think people appreciate the joy of just being out in nature. I finally took Atlas out on his first hike.
So happy about that.
I tell you what a joy. And I couldn't believe how far I can walk. We walked 6 kilometres, I think it was, or just under that, about 5.5. And I thought, he's definitely going to need putting back in the buggy or picking up or... No. Just walked the whole thing, essentially. Ran backwards a lot as well. So, and I can't believe, like, how much... It made me realise how much of an outdoor baby he is. As you know, when we go to the park, he loves being in the twigs
Definitely
and stuff.
a nature baby.
And he thoroughly enjoyed it. And you've seen the pictures, haven't you, from him sitting in the grass. Oh, God. He was sitting in the grass and I was throwing an American football up in the air and he was watching and laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt all this kind of like overwhelmed sense of being a dad in that moment. That was when it's moments like that where I'm like, God, this is
being a dad.
Yeah. This is what it is.
Absolutely.
There's a child there.
Yeah.
Just in absolute joy, just watching me throw this American football in the air because I'm his dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's
and
enjoying.
He'll love it.
Do you know what I mean? And I really did love that moment. Yeah, that was kind of special. Being on that hike with him, and I know his mum takes him like maybe twice a week out on little walks and stuff. But obviously I'm always working.
Of course.
So this time I was able to go. The weather was nice, and then I got to take him gymnastics on Monday as well because I never get to do that, and I fucking loved it. I'm not the only dad there.
Yeah.
And it really does show you. I know I've said it before, but it really does show the culture.
Yeah.
Every time I take him, I'm the only man there with the child. You just think, it really is. But hopefully that answers your question.
I mean, it doesn't, but
well, I would say
does.
To be completely honest with you, can you share the moment you first felt like a dad? It's the second you lay eyes on that child.
Oh,
I can't explain it to you.
Instant.
But it's the responsibility, the love, like all of it in that moment is there.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't possibly explain it to you. But that is the first moment.
What's that Ryan Reynolds thing you said the other day? What does he say?
Well, he says about his wife, like he couldn't love anyone more than his wife. Like he loves his wife to bits. Until he had his child. Then he would use his wife as a human shield to block that child from bullets.
And that is the feeling.
Yeah.
And it's almost... it's not almost, it is. It's instant. The second you lay your eyes on that child. Yeah. Instant.
It's crazy. It really is crazy.
The weirdest feeling.
But yeah, and then, like you said, on the journey so far, like, these are just little fragments. Things happen every day, every week.
Yeah.
That kind of... I think if you look for them, they're there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people almost at parenthood pass them by. But I think if you take note of what you're doing and you put a positive effort into what you're doing, you'll catch them.
Yeah.
And you'll know they're there. So, for both, how important have support systems been in your parenting journey? That's a really good question. And in what ways have you sought or received support from partners, family members, or dad groups? Can you share an instance where external support made a significant difference for you? So, this is my support in terms of Gaz. I never went to any like parenting groups before birth, after birth, didn't go to anything. I don't see is probably a better word. I don't see many parents regularly other than Gaz. So it's really nice that me and Gaz get together. And what's really helpful for me, not so helpful for Gaz, is Gaz has obviously had a boy at the age Atlas is at. So I can say to him, Atlas is doing this. Does this seem absolutely mental to you? Or is this kind of okay? And Gaz can be like, that's pretty mental. Or that's, that seems about right and stuff like that. So in terms of like external help, nothing. My mum's been fantastic. She is there at the drop of the hat if needed. And I know Becca's parents would be if they weren't in America, but they FaceTime, they want to know everything, and that's really lovely as well. My brother Liam, he definitely takes a positive interest, which is lovely. He'll come by and he'll want to see Atlas and stuff like that. But yeah, I think as far as external help goes, I think that's probably where I draw the line, really. What about yourself?
I would say, similar to you, like this is kind of my, like when we meet and we chat and we go through stuff, I'll quite often say to you, like, I'm feeling like bad about this, or I don't know how I feel about this. I did this today. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. You know, so I think from that output, that's kind of you're kind of the only person that I go, this is what's happened. What do you think? And I'll talk to other people if like we're in conversation and stuff. But if I'm honest, realistically, if I'm looking for like, on the way to work today, perfect example.
Yeah.
I did this. This happened. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I
think
know
that's
you'll
about
be
respecting
honest.
an opinion as well, yeah.
I know you'll be honest, and I know you'll be forthcoming with it, even if I fucked it. If you think that was too much, like you've done too much there, I know you'll be honest with it.
Yeah,
which is what I want. That's what I need.
Yes,
is someone to go to me. All right, guys, you need to maybe calm that down a little bit, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Well, a conversation that I think about regularly that we had, and this is where I always appreciate that you'll just say what you're thinking. And sometimes it allows me to further explain my own thoughts that I haven't even had. And that was when we were talking about ignoring Atlas when he has tantrums.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm not sure if that's the positive or the right way to reinforce it. What your response was almost made me consider was, why am I doing that? And then what am I doing to reinforce the positive as well?
Yeah.
And I like things like that. I just think are so helpful. Like if I never had that discussion with you, would it maybe have allowed me to have that thought process into what is the next steps and why am I doing these things as opposed to doing them because you think they're right sometimes.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. Yeah, I think overall, we've kind of created our own support network between us, essentially, where we kind of bounce ideas and. As you say, it's kind of a lot of it's kind of a respect thing. Like I've listened to your ideas on parenting and how you plan to parent. I almost respect your thought process behind it. So when I'm thinking, okay, do I think this is maybe something I shouldn't do? I know I can bounce that idea off you, and I'll know that you're not getting your idea from a TikTok video you saw 3 months ago, or my dad once told me that man up and blah blah. Do you know what I mean? I know you're going to have looked into it, and the other thing is, if you don't know, you'll tell me you don't know. Yeah, you won't just try and give me an opinion for the sake of it. So, in terms of support and stuff from family, I don't think we've really. And I'm not saying they wouldn't help if we needed to. We've not really depended on the family a lot. Obviously, Elijah loves my family, loves her family. But yeah, it's not really been a massive support thing that we've gone for. No.
To be fair, equally, it's not like we've needed support. I'm just sort of like, they've been there.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, we have people available if they're needed.
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Thus far.
Yeah.
It's been.
Yes.
I also think you're weak if you ask for help, so.
Crikey. Next question. If you were pulled into a fantasy setting with your son and your missus, based on their personalities, what kind of characters would they be? Would Atlas be an agile rogue because of the gymnastics? And would Elijah be a little fighter?
Elijah would be... I think Elijah would be like a little rogue.
And I think Atlas would be a little fighter.
I think Elijah would be like a sneaky sprint around, quick...
He loves it, doesn't he? The speed element of it, he loves.
He's very and I realised how quick he is in comparison to other kids his kind of age.
He moves very quickly.
Yeah, he is very... We were running around the park in Wales, and 2 other kids came over. One of them was like 7, the other one was just a bit older than he is. And he was running laps around them.
So one thing that Elijah does is whenever I see him run, he runs with a purpose. Like, some kids just put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Elijah runs like he's getting somewhere.
Yeah, he's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very much speed.
Yes. He loves the idea of being fast, isn't he? Which is great.
I encourage that as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but in a very positive way, yeah.
Right, time it. Go.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good. I love that. And Atlas is just a big-headed brute right now. Yes. So he's essentially Gollum.
Atlas would be a small ogre.
Yeah. Right now is definitely along those realms of what he would definitely be.
Elijah would be an elf.
An elf.
And an elf. That's kind of, if you're going to like race and stuff.
Yeah.
I would put Elijah as like an elf.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And Atlas as maybe an orc.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Brutish.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think of what he would be. I keep picturing him as a little stone golem. That's what I picture him as. Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, I won't show you, but there's this fantastic video of him headbutting a mirror. And to me, that sums him up. Yeah. Whenever I think of him, I think of that. And I'm
I
like...
love the noises he makes. I say it to you all the time. Like, I love the noises he makes.
I do want him to speak some words, but for now, we'll continue with the noises.
Those noises are banging. What about the missus?
Oh, yeah, the missus, yeah. I mean... Oddly enough, not this was on purpose, but my wife reminds me of Jackie Moon a little bit.
Okay.
She's got a very barbarian flair to her.
I would have said that she would be like an Amazon.
Yes. Yeah, an Amazonian. I think she'd massively appreciate that as well. When she was pregnant, she described herself as a sturdy vessel. So,
brilliant.
Yeah. So if that describes her to you, I think that'll do that, yeah.
Jade. Something angry.
I think she'd be a mage.
Do you?
Yeah, because of her like psychotherapy and all that kind of like studying and
maybe.
Yeah. Or an arcane specialist or something.
Really angry mage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think she would be like an elemental fire. That's how I would view her.
Really?
Yeah, like fire.
Crikey.
Dangerous.
She won't watch this, so it's fine. Is that how you see me?
No, like like passionate, fiery. Like
okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like a fire elemental.
Oh,
That's how
cool.
I would put her.
I like that. Yeah, nice. Turn that around well.
An old hag.
A harpy.
Harpy. Jesus.
Yeah, okay, so for Gaz, what do you see your biggest hurdle being as a DM? And do you have a story already in mind?
Confidence, yes.
Nice. Quickly answered. My younger brother always says confidence is key. So
he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not confident as a DM doing it, it's going to be a shit story.
Yeah.
So you come out of the house. What do you do?
Just so you know.
That's fine.
Yeah. We'll roll for it.
Yeah. 10, is that okay?
Before I say what I'm going to check what he's written. Before do you plan to play a paladin in the game that Gaz runs? And is a spellcaster calling your name? I do plan to be a paladin. Yes. And I hope that with my character development, you've got spells at the ready.
I have got something planned for your character.
Oh, great. Okay, nice. Yeah.
A little something.
Yes.
Which you'll either love or hate.
Fair enough, yeah. I am very excited to explore the land. I've got to be honest with you. The one thing I'm really excited about being a player is the free roaming aspect of it. The idea that I can just be like, like I always said to you, it's your game, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
That bit I'm really looking forward to.
Okay.
Where you can be like, okay, actually we're going to play a linear game where you have to follow this line and this path only.
No, I think there's certain things I've got in place that are like goals almost or like missions that you must complete. You don't want it, you don't have to. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
So it'd be a really shit story if you say no to all of them, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess
Next.
You become a farmer?
Yeah. I love cows.
You become a farmer that's on his own with a load of cows?
Yeah, that's me.
Episode 2.
The dairy farmer. They steal your cows!
Someone stole all your cows. And it happens to be in the same thing where you were meant to rescue the woman.
Oh. But can I just rescue the cows?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, right.
The woman has been turned into a cow.
I could do with another cow to race. So you can see where this is going.
Yeah. I only take cows that are mine.
Yeah,
that one is not mine.
Because women are not property.
Good.
I hope my email isn't too long this week.
I mean, your email wasn't, but our answers were.
Oh god, yeah, we rambled. Keep making awesome content. Can't wait for the Bromantic merch. We'll get straight to you on that one. I finally finished the Bromantic adventure. I hope Elijah likes it and the characters aren't too scary for him. It's another big file, so it's in the Google Drive.
Beautiful.
We'll have a little looky at that I'm very excited to read them to Atlas. I'm going to print them off, put them in a little folder, so when he's old enough, I can read them to Atlas. So thank you very much for that lovely email, T. We appreciate you. In case you're wondering why Gaz called him Plot and I called him T, it's because...
I think he's emailed enough to know Plot and T are the same person.
Yeah. He has alias names. Because
That's my pet name for him.
He's a wanted man.
Oh, by me.
Nice.
Sorry.
Interesting story. Yo.
No.
I'm not an interesting person.
Okay.
Right. I'm not an interesting person, but I'll tell you one thing you may not know about me. I have a song on Spotify. I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but if you find it, gold star for you. And there's no way I'm going to find it. Type your name in. Might get it there. I'm currently rewatching all of your episodes again so I can get my best bits to Gaz. That's so glorious of you. I just wanted to acknowledge how far you two have come. The editing is so good now. The add-ons you do now keep me around and enjoying it. You both seem closer to each other, and I feel like we're all the bromancers, all closer to you two, and it's such a lovely touch that not too many podcasters have in their armoury. Please keep doing what you're doing, because you give me something to look forward to each week. Much love, stay fabulous. Charles,
thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you.
Yeah, that's a really lovely email, actually. Yeah. Things like that, I want to, screenshot and then, have on the wall.
We could.
Just as, a lovely little...
I mean, we could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
A collage of lovely comments.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like a wall of cool.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And also, just to address what you put at the start, two things you put at the start. To say you're not an interesting person is ridiculous.
Oh, that's a lie.
Some of the stuff you've emailed in to us that you've been through and you've overcome make you far more interesting than 90% of the people I know and a much stronger person than I think you know. And for you to have overcome a lot of that is extremely admirable. So please do not put yourself down in that way. You are an interesting person. You have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
And I hope you realise that.
Yes, I really do, yeah.
Also, can you tell me what your song on Spotify is, please?
Well, I'm going to have a look tomorrow.
I'm going to look right now. Pause. No.
And we're back and we didn't find it.
Yeah, we didn't find anything. It was a bad look.
Yeah. Okay. Story time. Many months ago, I was aimlessly doom scrolling through narcissistic videos of half-naked muscular men in masks and adorable animal fail videos when the algorithm decided to bless me in the most magical way as I stumbled across two gloriously handsome, funny, kind, and ambitiously foolish men.
Who are they?
Yeah. Can't be us.
Send us a link.
We're on the half-naked muscular men.
Yeah. That's where you saw us.
Since that fateful evening, they have lightened my heart, enriched my days, and made my cup runneth over with hope and joy. Those enigmatic gentlemen are otherwise known as shits and gigs.
Oh, God.
Jokes, you know I mean the two of you. I'm still a little bit hurt, though.
Do you know what I really love? I'm sorry to take away from
No, you go on.
Is the fact that we obviously did one episode where we were like, yeah, fuck shits and gigs. And now apparently there are rivals in our community. They've got no idea we exist. But they're put to us as our rival.
But people know they can hurt us with it.
Do you know what I mean? If you're thinking who's the biggest rivals to Bromantic Podcast, it's shits and gigs.
We hold a candle to
do you know what I mean?
We're coming. Yeah. We're fucking coming.
384, bro. 384. We're coming for you.
We're nearly a year in. All right. Fucking look out. You don't do a quest, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that, just to be clear. We love you. Yeah. Who's your favourite internet stars you use to add joy, spice, and all things nice to your lives? Love as always. Appreciate you both more than you could ever know. Annika. Our wonderful Annika.
I love you, Annika. What was the question?
Who's your favourite internet stars you use to add joy, spice, and all things nice to your lives?
Oh, internet stars. Oh, I was telling you about a guy that I saw. I don't know if you've heard of the Dropouts podcast. Mm-hmm. There's a guy on it. I think his name's Zach. Might be wrong. Pretty sure it is. And I think he's brilliant. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, you were saying.
I think he's like made for that.
Yeah.
Like he's meant to be.
We were saying he's
on
all the
TV.
things we wish we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, he's meant to be. He's funny. He's quick-witted. Do you know what I mean? Jovial, but also really sweet, like as a person. Do you know what I mean? I think that's someone that I'm like, yeah, that's a guy that
That's fair.
he either knows really well what he's doing or he's just made for this. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
do you know what I mean?
Could just be PR trained to an inch of his life.
Yeah.
I don't actually watch anyone on the internet or do anything internet based. I use the internet and reels for really boringly kind of like knowledge and I'm going to call it path seeking.
Okay.
My reels is essentially there's a lot of parenting reels, there's a lot of mental health reels, a lot of that kind of stuff. Like I don't use TikTok at all anymore because it doesn't follow my personal algorithm.
Yeah.
Like I'll be watching it and there'll be like police videos and stuff, and I'm like, I've wasted a lot of time watching stuff like that. So I use TikTok. So I use Instagram, and that very accurately follows all the things that I like to watch. I get quite a lot of sports stuff as well, but a lot of I'm trying to think of a word and I can't think of it. Like not motivational, inspirational, and things like that.
Yeah.
And kind of thought provoking.
Video.
Yeah. Anything that makes me think, anything that inspires me, anything that makes me want to be better, do better.
Yeah.
That I know that's really not what you asked.
It kind of is
because it's not a person.
Yeah, but it's not a specific person, but it's the type of thing you go for.
It massively is. So. Yeah, I now love going through my reels. It's a lot less toxic than it was when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I will say that. It's very much more about growth now.
Yeah, cool.
So thank you very much for that lovely email. I hope I answered that.
Beautiful.
I think that is all the emails. If I've missed any, it's because I don't care about you.
Ouch.
But, yeah, I haven't missed any.
Ouchie
so that's fine. Funny enough, actually, on one of the emails there where we touched on important dad moments, I found myself becoming overly sensitive. Recently, I'd say in the past few months, I'm very easily, I don't want to use the word like triggered, but my emotions are easily triggered.
Okay.
So for an example of this, my mum, when she went on holiday, she bought me a little coaster and it had like a dad holding the son's hand on it. And it said, "My dad is my hero." The second I opened it, my eyes filled with tears, right? And I had to sneakily put the coaster down while people were talking about other things in the room, and then like wipe my eyes away.
Okay.
I find almost daily now, I will cry at something. And I spoke to Becca about this, and I was like, I don't really know what to do, because I said to her, like, I'd rather the coaster wasn't even in the front room, because almost every time it wells me up a little bit.
Jesus.
Yeah, just those words, "My dad is my hero." Like I can feel it now.
Jeez.
Yeah. And she was like, "Well, are they happy tears? Are they sad tears?" And I was like, I don't know. I won't allow myself to feel the emotion enough, because as soon as I feel it, I stop it.
Yeah.
Like my eyes will water immediately, and then I'll be like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm like...
Do you think maybe you need to? Like you need to feel that emotion?
So I've tried...
To see what it is.
So when I'm in my car, I've just cried, and I've kind of tried to let it happen.
Yeah.
But I don't feel anything. I just cry. I don't feel less upset or less emotion or whatever.
Okay.
And I don't get a sense of anything. I just feel like crying. But I don't know. No, so nothing else has changed. I want that to be clear. Like, in the last few months, nothing has happened to make me want to cry more or less.
Yeah.
I'm just a lot more sensitive.
Do you find it since Atlas came along that you've become more emotionally sensitive to things?
So I've become more emotionally sensitive to more. So my sensitivity hasn't changed.
Right.
So I know a lot of the listeners know, but I lost my brother about 4 years ago. And that's when my sensitivity completely changed.
Right.
So before that, I wasn't really bothered by much. Since then, my emotions have always been close to the surface, but I've always been able to keep a pretty good hold on it.
Yeah.
But like I say, in the last, 6 months, it's kind of been wavy. But maybe since New Year, it's now gone to a point of every day something will happen. I'll watch a reel.
Yeah.
I know I was telling you earlier, but I was on the train watching a reel and I let out a little noise. I was like, oh no, don't now. Like, you can't do this on the train. Like, this is terrible. This is just a reel.
Yeah.
But it was the reel was just dad stuff.
Yeah.
Just saying words. And I was just reading them. And I was like, oh fudge.
Jesus.
I'm just going.
Do you, and obviously if you want me to stop talking, please tell me.
It's fine. Yeah, no.
Do you feel like maybe you haven't dealt with your brother's death the way you need to?
So I've always said I want a place to go to. And I think we're sorting it out now. We're going to have a tree with his ashes in it so that we can go somewhere to mourn better. Because like on his birthday and at Christmas and blah, 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 there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Like I've got little like bits in my house and candles and stuff, and so that, he's remembered and, all the obvious stuff. But sometimes it'd be nice to go somewhere and sit with him is how I want that to feel.
Yeah.
Whilst having this conversation, I am doing my absolute best. I can feel it.
Yeah,
it's on the cusp
Yeah.
of being there. But I think I've almost trained myself to talk about it like it hasn't happened to me.
But I think maybe that's something, like, it almost sounds like you're almost like a cup filled of water. And obviously the death of your brother has filled that cup with emotion, as it should, and you've almost not let that go. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean let him go, of course, that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
But the emotion that you're feeling, you haven't let that out. So you're bottling that up inside you. So that now, if there's a slight drop of sadness, because those reels and stuff everyone see, we all get a bit like, oh, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? But that slight drop is overflowing that cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm going to, when Atlas was born, because I know it did for me, I'm not an emotional person at all.
Yeah.
But when Elijah was born, there are now things to me that make me go, fuck, do you know what I mean? Which never happened before. So I know that your emotions would have either heightened or, as you say, there's more stuff that would have made you emotional. Adding to that cup, almost, now you're saying like it's daily, that's almost completely filled you up. Like and maybe you need some sort of release or to deal with that. And don't get me wrong, I'm no expert. This is how you should deal with it. Do you know what I mean?
No grief counselor.
But it sounds like you're almost overloading yourself.
Yeah. I know, it's not like I disagree with what you're saying or anything like that. I don't dispute that. My issue is I don't know what the next step would be. Because I feel like I've put it to a part of me where I can go along day to day and what I would say would be okay. But it's only when there's something emotional that happens that I'm suddenly very sensitive. Yeah. Like I struggle to even say things. I'll tell you a really good example. Do you remember you told me about you was having a dad talk with Elijah and he said, I know something you did great today. Right. I've cried about that a couple of times when I thought about it. And when you told me it, I think you told me on the podcast, I had to do my absolute best to not do it then.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it would be things like that.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, that's not the most tear-jerking thing in the world, but I won't be able to listen to that or think about that because all of the emotion involved in him saying that, of how he feels and how that must feel for you, I almost feel it completely. Yeah. And then it makes me tearful.
I kind of get the feeling that one of my favourite things about you, one of your best qualities, is almost one of your worst enemies here.
Right.
So one of my favourite things about you is your resilience.
Yeah.
You're one of the most resilient people I know. Like, in terms of the things you go through and the day-to-day and this, that, and the other, you are relentlessly resilient.
I appreciate
in
that.
a lot of stuff you do. I feel like this is a time where you don't need to be resilient. But I feel like you as a person, just being that resilient guy and being that, it's not going to bother me. I'm good. Let's carry on. Like, let's keep plugging away. And I guess in almost all walks of your life, you've had to do it. Like, strong man, keep plugging away, carry on, let's do it. Just keep going. Doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. In stuff you go through day to day now, you know, not going into too much of your personal issues or anything.
Yeah.
But no matter what happens, you'll find a way out of it. You'll carry on. You keep going. Do you know what I mean? You can't have that breakdown because you are kind of the rock of your family. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like there needs to be a point and a place where you can let that resilience go and just have you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't be resilient at all, because as I say, it's something I really admire in you, that there's no let up almost.
Yeah.
No matter what's happened, there's no let up. But that's almost being your worst enemy here, because even as you're talking about it, you're going, but I don't let myself. Like I felt like crap. I didn't want to though.
Yeah.
So I just plugged it in. We're good, and we carry on.
Yeah.
We do this. And we carry on.
And it's because you're right. You know, you're making me realise that a little bit more, because it's like I don't want to be crying.
Yeah.
Like there's almost like a real negative connotation to it. Like the second I feel it,
yeah,
I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Like that's not what you do. And that kind of makes me feel a little bit differently about it. Because as well, I don't even know what the motion is. I don't even know why I'm doing it sometimes. Sometimes something will happen and I'll feel really bundled with emotion, but I don't even know where it's like. I don't know if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm...
But the problem is, the more you push it down, the less you let yourself feel it. You're not going to know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. It's like that, what I was just saying about the coaster. I don't know why I cried. Did I cry because I never felt my dad was my hero? Did I cry because I don't feel like I am Atlas's hero? Did I cry because I'm proud that I am Atlas's hero? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not an idiot. So I analyse it. But I didn't ever feel the full emotion.
No. So
I don't know where it stems from.
I mean, on the other side of things, there's... this is going to sound really bad, but I think you'll get what I mean. There's always a time and place for it. Yeah. So I'm not saying you have to turn into this person that every time you feel something, you instantly cry, because there's times in life where you can't do that. Unfortunately, that's just how life is.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's parts of you that you need to address that you're ignoring and that you're pushing to the back of your mind and that are making you overflow, essentially, with emotion, because there's only a certain amount you can keep in. Do you know what I mean? And the things you're going through are not small things. Like, this is the other thing you've got to remember. Like, I feel like you're very much of a mindset of, well, if people have got it worse, it's fine. Yeah. The things you're talking about, and a couple of things you've spoken about now, are massive fucking things. They are not things that people go through easily. So to just kind of not shrug them off, but not have dealt with them in the way that you should.
Or sometimes I feel in the way that they think I should, but maybe not the way that I actually should. Yeah, because I don't, like I said, what you're saying makes perfect sense to me in every way you're saying it, but in my mind I'm still like, but now what? Like,
I mean, that's for an expert.
I know, yeah.
I can't tell you that.
Yeah, because I almost feel nervous talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's so against my personality to like want to feel emotional or anything like that. Like in my mind, I know it's going to sound really lame, but I'm a fighter. Yeah. Like that's who I am. In my family, I'm the protector. Like if I go out with my brothers or go out as a family, go out with the missus, I won't drink as much. If I feel people are getting drunk, I'll stop. Like I'll always make sure that everyone's okay.
And even more so now Atlas is here.
Absolutely, yeah. But for them to be okay, I've got to be okay. Because I can't do that job if I'm not.
No.
But then I feel like I'm at a point where I'm like, well, am I? But I don't know what to do about it.
Are you...
Okay.
Okay. I thought you meant, are you the protector?
No. Like, I still feel my role and everything like that. And I still feel that... But am I okay?
Mm.
And I don't know even how to approach that because I feel okay.
Yeah.
Until I don't.
But then when you don't feel okay, not understanding why you're not feeling okay should tell you something of like, okay, this is...
Yeah. There's probably something a little bit more under the surface than, but like I said, I don't know how to tap into that. And my issue is I've had like bad experiences with like therapy.
Okay.
So I don't feel that inclined to go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it helps, my missus had bad experiences with therapy, and she had exactly the same thing. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to do it until she had a good experience with therapy, and she found it really helped.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fair as well. I'm a little bit... I'm
not saying on this podcast you should now go,
no.
I'm committing to therapy to...
No, I know what you're saying.
But
yeah.
I would strongly consider.
My issue is as well is I'm extremely arrogant. And I don't know what the therapist is going to tell me that I can't work out myself.
But a therapist's job isn't to tell you anything.
But I'll tell you what, this is a good little... so I'm an extremely logical person.
Yeah.
I think everyone that would ever know me would know that.
Yeah.
And I find emotions to be logical. And that's how I operate.
But emotions are not logical.
But that's why a therapist for me needs to tell me logically, why am I feeling this way?
But you can't.
But that's what
because
gets
emotions
to me.
are not logical.
But that's the bit that gets to me.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, I just need to know why.
You need to know why what?
Why am I crying? Why am I feeling emotional over things I can't...
You tell me.
Yeah, but I can't.
Do it the best you can. I can't tell you how you feel.
Yeah, but I'm just welled up. That's what I mean. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, I don't know why I get to that point, but I just know that I get there.
Right.
But it's. I tell you what, a good to flip it would be like to be given something and getting really excited over it, but be thinking, I've got no idea why I'm getting excited over this.
An emotion isn't logical.
Yeah, but it always has been for me. I think that's the issue for me. If something's always been one way, say for 30 years, logically I've been emotional. I've never felt any emotion that I shouldn't have felt at the right time. That's how I've always felt. But now I am feeling emotion at a time that I don't really know why I'm feeling it.
Okay.
And that's the bit that confuses me. I don't feel like I'm currently unhealthy. I don't feel like I'm sleep deprived. I don't feel like there's any of these sorts of issues. In fact, I'm probably sleeping better than I have in...
But all of these things, are you trying to apply logic to it?
They are.
Don't apply logic to it.
Yeah. But then what, this is, I think, the key thing, isn't it? But then what am I missing? What's the bit that I'm not getting?
The thing, I mean, I'm not a therapist, so I don't know. But there are a few very basic things that I would be like, this is why you're emotional. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but like, why now? That's the bit I think I'm more, why now? Because
more's going on now.
Yeah.
You have a lot more to take care of. You have a lot more responsibility now than you've ever had in your life before.
Yeah. It could just be like a shoulder to carry thing, couldn't it? Now
there's a lot to deal with. And as I say, like, there's only so much emotion you can bottle up before you either explode or, you seem to be bottling up sadness.
It creeps out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing as well. I've never been a sad person. So now...
But it's okay to be a sad person.
Yeah. Well, as we say, time and a place.
Yeah.
I feel like there's...
Yeah.
But I can't control when that time and place is. Like, at work today, I feel like I covered it. I was just telling my brother a story about something I watched on the telly. And I felt my eyes water. And I was like, oh my God, I can't even tell him a story. I cannot even tell him a story without... So I had to quickly change the subject because I couldn't finish the story. And I knew that. And I'm at work.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
So like that's where I'm at with it right now. And kind of the reason I wanted to bring this up, just for more of like the audience point of view on this, is I think it's interesting, and you shouldn't, just because some people you think they're a certain way. Because I've been there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a really good example of this. When I was 22, 3, 4, my younger brother went out with a girl, and her dad lost his brother 15, 20 years ago. But if you spoke about it, he'd cry about it. And he's a 6'2", fairly large bloke. And me and my brother would be like, happened 10, 15 years ago. Why is he crying about it? And that ignorance to emotions, being young, being stupid, really. And now I'm of an age where I've been through things now. And I think it's important that whenever you kind of speak to people, I think it's maybe just kind of think there might be more.
Yeah.
There might be more.
It's the old adage of you never know what's going on in someone else's life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And why they may be feeling certain ways.
Yeah.
There's that great video of... No, it's an irrelevant video. Don't worry, I can't remember it, so...
That is a great video.
Yeah, it's a great video. I was going to try and remember it. I can't remember what the guy says.
Yeah.
It's always better to assume ignorance than it is...
To assume.
He's basically saying it's always better to assume that other people are in their own little worlds, rather than being rude to you. Like they're not intentionally rude to you; they're just in their own world.
Yeah,
like it's always better to assume that because you never know what else someone else is going through. They might be having the hardest day they've ever had in their life.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? They're rude to you, and that's just like a byproduct of that. But their intention is not animosity towards you. Their intention is, fuck, I'm dealing with a lot of shit.
Yeah, which is fair. And I think the other reason I want to bring this up is I think a lot of people think, as you just said, I'm a pretty resilient character. I've got it together. I'm all right. I'm pretty happy-go-lucky, laid back.
Behind the scenes.
But there's, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of sadness and there's a lot of feelings I don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
And I think like it's important sometimes that people acknowledge that in people that they don't always know.
And address them.
Address them. And help people.
I think it's important to address them, do you, Ryan?
I do actually think it is important to address them. But I don't know how to address them. So it's a bit of a...
I see someone.
Yeah, well, this is my other issues, not that I want to talk about.
Tea in the comments for going to therapy.
Yeah. So if you could all fund my therapy, that would be just great.
There's some great charities that Mind, brilliant charity.
Is it?
Mind is a great charity, yeah. I focus quite a lot on men's mental health as well.
That's it. Oh, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, anyway, just...
if you've been affected by anything in this program.
That's kind of what I want to bring up, though. I want people to be aware that there's more to people.
Yeah. There's not more to me.
What you see is what you get with Gaz.
This is it.
Yeah.
Don't we want?
Yeah. What Gaz has is rage.
I don't have any rage.
I
have nothing.
And he's also got denial. Two problems that need addressing.
I do not have any rage.
No. Definitely
just to clarify before everyone thinks.
Yeah. He's been in anger management now for years.
I know that it's working really well.
Yeah.
The pills I take help.
Yeah. But I take them by choice and not subscribe them.
But no. I think it's great that you've talked about that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think it's admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate that as well, because I was very uncertain. I don't feel like sometimes on this pod people get to see more of us than we let on, if that makes sense. I think we try to allow people to see that we got it going on. We're happy people. Nothing's a bother. We're going to talk about the good times.
But there are bad times.
Yeah.
They happen.
Yeah. So I think it's important that, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but I wanted to share it because I feel like it's important that people see more than we often let on. There have been times when we've struggled to get in here and film. And thankfully, we've managed to get the podcast out at least every single week. I know the quest...
Although late sometimes,
it's still out, yeah. But that's because, there is life. And
yes.
I got to admit, the audience are fantastic.
Absolutely.
They're always like...
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? No bother at all. And that's always wonderful. But also, if you are a chronic crier and you've got any comments for me, please let me know. You just write, you're just a sad person. And that's that.
One thing we like to say here at the Bromantic Podcast, man up.
That comment. That would have been great if I just spilled all the opportunity. You'd have went, just stop crying. Man up.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What's this motion you're feeling? Are you fucking some sort of...
Where's the logic?
Tell me why, now.
Yeah.
Don't know who you think you are.
You wimp. Just started hounding my masculinity.
All right, Nancy boy.
Yeah.
Absolute. Like, if you can manage to find a way to alienate an audience from one member of the podcast more, that is what should have happened. You pour out your heart like this, and I'm just like, fucking grow up here, you piece of shit.
It's bromantic.
Yeah, fucking
girlmantic.
No, I think I'll end the podcast. Someone's lost their fucking balls, haven't they? So...
What's crazy is that is probably how people used to deal with it.
Yeah, probably.
Like, that is...
That's the whole thing against man up, which... the whole man up thing, I kind of... Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't.
Well...
There are certain situations where I like, you have to man up.
Yes.
Yeah, do.
Yeah.
And this is completely off topic. A friend of mine's daughter has very recently decided to go into plumbing.
Oh, great.
One of the things I had to say to him is that this is a really sad thing to have to say. I said, you're going to have to tell her to have a thick skin.
Yes.
I said, you're going into a male-dominated industry. I love his daughter to bits. Like, he's family, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love his daughter to bits. I said, you're going to have to tell her she's going to need a thick skin. It's not going to be pleasant all the time. Unfortunately, that's just how the world is.
Yeah.
And I kind of found myself in a way saying, you're going to have to tell her to kind of man up with it.
Essentially,
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
But it's better to prepare her for not this rainbows and unicorns fairy tale world we would love to all live in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not how it's going to be.
I work on work sites.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that men are like this.
Yeah.
Like, when it's just men.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bruh, you're like older than me, behaving like a teenager.
Yeah.
What is this?
And it's an inevitable thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
She's going to come across it.
Really sad.
I do hope it's a dying breed in some ways, though.
I think as time goes on, it will be, but I don't think it will be in time for her.
Yeah, I got on the train today, and there were people younger than me, like all the early 20s.
Yeah,
and they were like chatting awful things, and I was like, "Oh, God, is this what's coming next?"
Yeah.
So I'm not tarnishing all of them. Some of them are great. I love some people that I work with, and some people that I meet on work sites. But when there's occasionally a crowd or a group of blokes, I'm like,
Hey lads, locker room talk.
Yeah,
I'm all for locker room talk as long as it stays in the fucking locker room.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't mind a bit of banter.
Yeah,
but some of the
that's where it
stuff is
stays.
like, some of the stuff on a work site that's just like, oh God, cringes me if I'm honest. It's what I tell my wife about it, and she calls it peacocking. It's for beta males trying to look alpha on a work site, so they have to peacock and show how manly they are.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that is kind of what it's like.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I did this manly thing the other day. Yeah, all right, Trev, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I was like, for me...
no one talks like that at the work site. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Trev, oh, my goodness. I can't even be manly when I'm trying to be manly. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Trev, oh, my goodness. Come sit down and talk about it.
Oh, my goody aunt. Oh, goodness gracious. That's a true fact, Kev.
God, that's fucking golden.
Well,
that is golden. That's a great note to end it.
Yeah,
I think
on that note. Guys, as we say, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Remember, we are available everywhere and anywhere, so please tell all your friends to look us up anywhere and everywhere. Chuck man up in the comments for Ryan.
Thank you.
and tell him to stop being a bitch.
Next week, I will be wearing a t-shirt that says "Man Up."
Yeah, and I'll be wearing a t-shirt saying, "Is he a man?" ?
And we'll both be wearing hats for the 50th episode.
Oh yeah, for hats. Get your hats in the comments. 'Cause that's the thing.
Yep.
If we own them, we'll wear them.
And we'll see you next week.
Love you. Right away.
Right, I'm going to start
Cancelled.
because I'm just going to start with a nice, easy one.
Okay.
The man wanks. That is not.
A man wanks.
It's not.
Excellent. Excellent start.
God,
My joke is.
Fuck's sake.